Don't just phone it in. Even after living here now for, I guess about 15 years, I can still hear American English phrases I don't understand. Just this past weekend, I heard someone say, don't just phone it in. I've come to understand this translates into English as, don't be half-soaked. See, being half-soaked is much clearer than phoning something in. The late Sir Winston Churchill once said, we're two countries divided by a common language. I wonder why some people at work phone it in and some people go the extra mile. Why do some people do the bare minimum at work and others give maximum effort? I've come to believe it's because there are essentially three types of people at work. Type 1 people have what I call a strong personal constitution. What do I mean by that? Well, rather like how organisations have a mission statement which is meant to be their why, or as the French say, raison d'etre, I've noticed effective individuals have their own reason to work well. It's as if their compass, a true north, could say, be guiding them throughout their day, regardless of what happens around them. I remember working with a type 1 person called Gordon. It was almost as if he was serving a higher purpose, and he wasn't swayed by the ups and downs around him. Gordon was perhaps the most noble, honourable and hard-working individual I've ever worked with. He was just superb, and he was a superb direct report to me and an outstanding supervisor of others. Now, type 2 workers are tossed about by the winds of the workplace. Such individuals take their disappointments of yesterday into today and push them into their tomorrows. Type 2s are reactive rather than proactive. They can actually be quite militant in the way they see their work, thinking everyone is against them and that management is out to get them. Type 2s are on a constant state of worry or fear. They rarely, if ever, change their internal soundtrack or look out of a different window through which to see their world. There's an old phrase, misery likes company, and often type 2 people will feel most comfortable with other type 2s, choosing to align with other negative people around the coffee pots and the water coolers of the world. If leadership doesn't step in, type 2s can poison the operating system of an organisation. Very sad. Type 3s do choose to go the extra mile, but only when they're treated well. Did you catch that? Type 3s, they do choose to go the extra mile, but they'll only do that when they're treated well. They differ to type 2s because they will alter their behaviour and level of engagement based on how they're treated. Type 3s will engage as long as they're constantly pampered, which can take many forms. They respond to leadership that gives them plenty of autonomy and who ask their opinion regularly. Type 3s like having ping pong tables in the middle of the open plan office area and a running buffet of snacks in the break room with beanbags and game stations. They seem to work better when work is like a playground. When I think back about Gordon, type 1, I don't think he would have changed his quantity or quality of work based on how nice the environment was around him. He didn't strike me much as a ping-pong kind of guy, and he preferred bringing in his own packed lunch, as I recall. Maybe I'm looking at the workers of the world too simply, but I do think there's some truth in the paradigm that suggests we see three types of employees: type 1s, such as Gordon; type 2s, which in my opinion need to be replaced as soon as possible; and type 3s that need constant stimuli to stay engaged. As I think more about the compass that called Gordon, I do think that little French phrase, raison d'etre, concisely summarises his way of seeing life. See, raison d'etre means, quote, the most important reason or purpose for someone or something's existence, end quote. I actually came to know Gordon quite well outside of work. Funny enough, a group of us once cycled from London to Paris together. During those 5 days of cycling, I asked him in my schoolboy French what his raison d'etre was, and I'm eternally grateful he shared it with me. It changed how I see the world. In summary, the working world needs more type 1s to positively influence type 2s and to encourage type 3s to actually get stuff done.